Today we are talking about how to crack an interview, how to handle fear and pressure of an interview, how to be calm and stress-free in interview, and what manners and etiquette one should follow for an interview. So to crack an interview, first always be on time, because if you are not be on time for an interview, it look like that you are not interested in job, and it isn't many times are not possible to give so that you can get a job. Then do research, some research on the company you are going to interview. I'm not talking about doing research on what company do, but google it what the company was based on, so you can ready for the talk shop. And second, if you know that we who is taking of interview of yours, then do research about them. And LinkedIn a beautiful space for finding a lot of information about that people, and you can use that information in the journal flow of words for an interview, and it would be uh, like beneficial for you to get a job in that company. The next tip is that they review last 150 common questions which are asked for an interview. Don't need to memorize them, but just review that. You can, if they ask any of that, you can easily answer them. You don't need to memorize them. Like if they ask you why do you need a job, then it if you don't know the answer, you like dumbfolded at the time, and company does not like that kind of persons. And the next tip is that be super charming and be energetic at the time of interview. If you are smiling and asking questions, you don't know that with whom you are talking. If it can be that person who are taking your interview after some time. So at the moment of interview, be friendly and ask and make more and more friends as you can at the office. And next one is that keep your answers small, brief, and concise. I am not talking about keeping them one or two words, but keep them concise. Don't make it like a paragraph for your answer. A simple answer, a line, one or two lines answer would be alright. The next tip is using body language for making a great impression, like of eye contact, the way you walk, the way you sit, is make great impact on the interviewers, and it can help you might crack an interview. And the next step is make a good portfolio of your resume you are taking, so that and it which contains some business cards and a one diary, and that diary contains some questions that you want to ask to the interviewer. If at some point the interviewer asks what you made for me, and do you don't, it's like none, I don't make any, then it would be a bad impression on the interviewer from us. So make a diary of questions which you want to ask. This will indicate that you are detail oriented and you are interested in job, and this might get a high chances of getting you job. Next step is how to remain calm and fear free in stress in interview. And if the stress, as you I can tell you that being 5 to 10% fearful in the time of interview is essential, because it keep you conscious, alert toward the interview, and you prepare for it. But if the fear is 80% or 90%, it is very dangerous for us, because it gives interviewer a chance, and we, as it may seem that you give the chance to interview to thought that you are come unprepared, and it would be negative affect to us even if we are super qualified. So one way to overcome fear is to recollect your victories at the time. One way is to collect or recollect your victories and the achievement you have got until then and memorize them so that it then give you a strength to overcome your fear of interview. And the second step is to do before some time before the interview has to be done, that is to visualize the interview. Example, if you are going to sleep at night and then interview is next Monday, then before going to sleep sit on a chair where you can lean on easily and get rest well. Then visualize about the interview and what's going on in the interview and how you prepare for it and what to do and it also help us to overcome our fear somewhat level. Now we will be talking about what manners and etiquette should one follow going for an interview. First, do one haircut so that you can look clean and professional for going an interview. And the next one is to make at the interview spot 30 minutes prior to the interview. It means a lot, but you can make, because there may be traffic and things may go wrong, and trust me, the things will always be go wrong at the important time. So and make enough, so make at prior more time before the interview should be done. As you can going to an unknown place, you might get time to find where the conference is going to be held or to find secretary's office. And if even after it, if you end up having extra time, then take a lonely place, quiet place, and review your question you made for an interview, and take a seat and take 5 to 6 deep breaths and find some way to relax yourself. And at the time of interview, when you meet the interviewer, then meet the interview and shake a hand, shake the hand with firm grip and make eye contact with them and sit up straight. It is the easiest and it will make you think like you are alert and conscious. And tone, body language and other things are very important for an interview because it projects professionalism. And don't you use slang words and I don't know, because it might think that you are nervous and restricting the interviews. And don't use visiting legs and any hand movement that might think interviewer think that you are nervous and distracting the interview. And that at the time, switch off your cell phone and don't panic at the time of interview. Be calm and fearless. After the interview is over, thanks them the interviews for your time and then go out of the office. Then then write a thank you note for them to take your interview and then wait for their responses. If the response does not come in 4 or 5 days, that the period they mentioned, then go visit them regularly. And it might seem that you are persistent and interested in job. And after when you got the job, at the first day of office, suit properly so that you have a good impression on your boss and your colleague at your work. And this is all my tips: how to crack an interview, how to remain calm and fearless in an interview, and and what manner one should follow to be calm and crack an interview. Thanks.